Hello and welcome back to Let's Play the Journeyman Project Pegasus Prime. We finally got what we need, and we got some information too on what's been causing the temporal rips. So now that we've got kind of got our errand trip out of the way, we're going to actually start solving some of these missions. So first up will be the Mars Colony, 2185, 2nd of August. And we've read all that, so we're just going to jump right in. And as you can see, the AI only gives you a briefing the first time you jump there.
Shuttle 1 has just departed from the East Gantry.
And as you can see, we're also jumped to the exact same spot and time of the original coordinates. So you effectively reset the entire time zone. So we're going to
Bienvenue
go
à la
back.
colonie Morimoto sur Mars. Nous vous souhaitons une visite formidable.
We're going to go back to the reactor since now we can actually.
Bienvenidos a la colonia marciana Morimoto. Disfruten su visita.
Since we can actually solve
Welcome
things
to
there.
the Morimoto Mars colony. Have a wonderful stay.
And curiously enough, our robot friend is also going to forget about us.
Out of my way, human, or die.
Tunnel pod has just departed upper transport sector.
Alright, so we're gonna follow him in his magically reoccurring tunnel pod. So even though we only took like a minute to get back here, it's already back. Yet, even with the optimal route, which I'm going to record here, it takes like
Tunnel pod has just arrived in upper transport sector.
I don't know 90 seconds to actually get, or at least it feels like it. So I'm going to check the map here just because I'm going to record it. Well, by record I mean take a picture. Because it's the 21st century, so now I can actually just look at a picture of it for the route. I don't actually have to write it down or remember it. There we go. Right, I have to click to come back. And we're going to have to use our inventory card here.
Please insert security access card now.
Sorry, our security access card from our inventory. Which, if I haven't mentioned already, I think this whole inventory system is basically a concession for console gaming. Just the way that you only have 9 items, it's a grid, and as soon as you have more than 9 items, something gets pushed out. To me, that just spells console concessions, because every other game, including the original Journeyman Project Turbo, has a list-based inventory system, with the exception of Legacy of Time. It wasn't a list-based. You had a grid like this, but there wasn't a limit on how much you could carry. Alright, so let's put our access card
Caution.
in.
Portions of the maintenance transport tunnel are closed for repairs. Confirm accessible destination and clear path prior to departure.
what I've just been focusing on reading the map, because there's a lot of more intersections than you have choices to make. But there we go. That is the perfect route through without hitting anything. So we have left minimal trace of our presence here. And since we already got the oxygen mask last time, it's not going to reappear because it's already in our inventory. I think that's just more a quirk of the game, so you can't have like 10 of the same object rather than like an actual thing, you know, that happens as a result of time travel. But who knows? I mean, then again, there's only one of us here, despite our 2 jumps, so...
Out of my way, human, or die.
Alright, well, we're going to get out of his way. You start to get the feeling that he's might be getting...
Tunnel pod has just departed lower transport sector.
He might be on to us. Alright, just to speed things up here. Actually, I will switch to that. It's not going to be useful to us right now, but it will be useful to us later.
Shield generator diagnostic repair platform 4.
Alright, and we will get an AI warning soon, because this generator does put out a lot of radiation, so it's going to chew through our shielding. And if I remember, was it 1 to the left or 2 to the left? Must have been 2 to the left. But yeah, it's not like the Journeyman Project Purple where it just takes, where you can just go to last position. You have to manually check all of them until you find the one that the robot messed with. Which is a little annoying. I think this is the one. And yeah, you can see my energy is depleting rapidly because it's got to power the shield.
Access panel cover must be unlocked before diagnostics can be initiated.
Alright. And this is why we need the nitrogen, because unlike before where all you needed was a maintenance access key, you could just, in the original Journeyman Project Purple at least, you would just use a key to open this. But now it's locked and we don't get a key, so we have to force it open by using liquid nitrogen to freeze the lock and a crowbar to shatter it. Which, it's amazing that we can even freeze it that much, given that...
Choose an operation.
Given that I would assume this reactor room would be very hot, so... The fact that we even get it that cold, and to stay that cold for more than a few seconds is astounding.
Atmospheric energy shield generator is fully operational at this time.
Current output 1.2 gigawatts.
Atmospheric energy shield generator is fully operational at this time.
Okay.
Choose an operation.
Measure the output levels.
Atmospheric energy shield generator is fully operational at this time.
Wait, is that just the
Choose
same?
an operation.
Oh, it's the same.
Choose an
They
operation.
both do the same thing. That's kind of silly. But what we're going to do is... I'm actually going to save here, and you'll see why in a little bit. LP6. Yeah, there is spoilers on that save list, so don't look at that, I guess. A little late warning now, but we are going to run diagnostics.
Please insert access card. Warning: foreign object detected in access card slot. Analysis reveals time detonation device wired to explosive charge. Circuit link reveals a multi-level disarm code. To deactivate, complete the electrosynaptic connections by filling them in with the appropriate color nodes. Now accessing level 1.
So,
Please
yeah.
choose a color node.
He just strapped a bomb to an access card.
Red.
And we get to play
Yellow.
this game. we basically have
Green.
6 chances,
0 nodes correct.
5 or 6 chances to basically get these in the right order. It'll tell you how many you got right, but not which ones you got right. And it's not hard, but the problem is if you exceed the limit of tries, then it blows up and you got to start from your last save point. So in this case, we got an easy one with only 3.
Red. Yellow. 0 nodes correct.
Well, there's only one possible combination left now.
Yellow. Green. Red. 3 nodes
So
correct.
that one was pretty easy.
You
But it
have
gets harder
completed
because
level
each
1.
one,
Now accessing
each
level
level,
2.
they add another color. So,
Green. Blue. Red. 0 nodes correct. Yellow. Green. Blue. 1 node correct.
oh motherfucker.
Yellow. Green.
Oh shit. No, undo last choice. Okay, oh thank God. Because I realized this isn't going to tell me anything. So what we want actually is... Let's try red,
Red.
green.
Green. Blue. 2 nodes correct.
Okay, so red is
Red.
a node. Blue is... I have a feeling it's blue.
Yellow. Blue. 3
There we
nodes correct. You have completed level 2. Now accessing level 3.
So that actually went pretty well. But now we have 5 colors.
Purple. Yellow. Green. 0 nodes correct. Blue. Red. Purple. 1 node correct.
Alright, that kind of blows.
Blue. Red. Yellow. 0 nodes correct.
Okay, so purple is the correct one here, so we can go back to other combinations.
Red. Green. Purple. 3 nodes correct.
Oh,
You have completed level 3. The explosive device has been disarmed. It is now
Oh.
safe to remove the explosive
the
device.
fact that I got that on the first try is nothing short of amazing. But now we have the card bomb.
Congratulations, Agent 5. You have prevented the destruction of the colony. You must now proceed to stop the robot from attacking the orbiting alien ship.
Yay! So I'm going to get out of here before I actually read the card bomb. Oh, right. You got to go back to the... Now, if you were to jump out at this point, this wouldn't count. You'd have to come back here and redo this puzzle. You can't just do, like, the second half. So, like, when you do solve a time zone, it's got to be in one go. There we go. Actually, that was kind of dark, but speaking of darkness, hopefully everything shows up better, because I did change OBS, because some things were a little too dark, especially once you add in the YouTube compression and stuff, so fingers crossed it looks better for you guys at home. Now we can look at this card bomb. We got a micro explosive, an optic card interface, ribbon cable, timing oscillator, and detonation circuitry. Optic analysis, access card bomb found Mars 822185 AD. This timed explosive device was created for the purpose of destroying anything with an access card slot. And for as small as that bomb is, because you can see the actual bomb itself isn't much bigger than the access card. Yet it's still, I guess in this case, it's enough just to destroy the control circuitry, and that could probably blow up the reactor. But as you'll see, it's a lot more powerful than that later in the game. But also, curiously enough, is that same symbol of Sinclair Laboratories. So someone is either using Sinclair's equipment, or our villain is Sinclair. And I think we even saw that on the robot too, that he had that symbol. Now, if we try to go back using the tram system, we're going to find it missing. And if we try to walk back through the tunnels, the robot will actually send it back and crush us that way. So we've got to go. Our only chance to get back is to go through the old mining tunnels. There we go. Let's activate our oxygen. And let's toggle over to our mapping biochip, which, as you can see, works now. And now we get one of the best soundtracks in the game, the Mars Maze music. And you can see we have progress on our biochip there. And you only have 7 minutes of oxygen, at least according to the item description for the oxygen mask. But it's generally going to be enough, even if you like take every wrong turn and have to retread a lot of ground. As long as you aren't sitting there idle, it's going to be enough. And I'm so glad they reused this from the original game. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I will be doing an Easter egg, I guess, because they replaced some of the music from the original game with different music, and while in some places it's better, in my opinion, like, for example, the music when you first enter the TSA, it's a bit more distinct, it goes on longer, you know, and is just an overall improvement, but I guess we aren't going that way. But there is some music that, in my opinion, while it's still good music, don't get me wrong, it's just not as fitting for the situation. And that'll be the case when we go and use the space shuttle. But yeah, this music is absolutely baller. If you do end up taking too long, what ends up happening is your guy will actually start making out-of-breath sounds. And it really adds to the soundtrack, in my opinion. Okay. I see. Is this seriously the whole long area? No, there's gotta be a way. This isn't this hard of a maze. Okay, let's see here. Was it this way? Maybe I gotta go, because there is that drone there, but okay, I guess that was the other door. But I know you gotta cross that chasm, and then you basically come around to the other side eventually. Okay, yeah. The drone just scared me. Okay. Because if you do stand in front of it long enough, it will kill you. But it takes several seconds. And I think the game also is nice in that if you try to walk into it, it'll just dunk you like, ugh. So, there we go. But as you can see, even with that mistake, we're not going to have any problems. And I can even look at all this cool stuff. Like, and this is one area that was definitely greatly improved versus Turbo, is that this actually looks like a mining colony. In the original game, this was just red walls and a grate that you walk on, and that with a lot of dead ends, and that's it. And it didn't look like a mining colony. But in this game, with all the mining robots and stuff, it actually looks like a mining colony. I love it. It adds so much detail and immersion. Yeah, here now we're on the other side of that chasm. And we should be pretty close to the end now. I love that music. I can listen to, and I have listened to it for hours on end, so I am guilty of that. Oh, it's just so good. remember right, we've got to basically come around this way? Yes. Yeah, this is reason 10 million why I wish I could erase these games from my memory so I can experience them for the first time again. And I probably could have explored all that, but honestly, most of it is going to be the same. But still really cool, don't get me wrong. There we go. Oh, we got a little ways left to go, but not too much further. And you can see this pipe we're falling. Probably had oxygen reserves for the miners or something. Oh. Can't go there, but that would have been the shortcut to get here. And actually this... Nope. Nope, can't go that way. There we go. There's our path. There we go. Now which... Oh, not going that way. You keep at it, welding robot. You're doing a good job. There we go. Now this is...
Ore crushing machinery in close proximity. Prepare to exit.
And if you don't exit in time, you get crushed. Yeah. It would not have been a pleasant time for us. I like how the video, like they just couldn't play the video fast enough or something, because that's the game. That's not like my computer recording. It just plays like But it looks fine when you're walking. But then when you're just standing there and looking at it, it looks pretty bad. Probably just like something they did to reduce file size, having it play like that. Alright, so now let's pressurize. We can take our oxygen mask off now. Oh. Which, for some reason, it thinks we're out of oxygen, but we pressurized, so it should have the same oxygen as here. And there we are back at the colony proper. Someone looks like he's in a hurry, and he's probably up to no good, so let's follow him.
A shuttle 2 has just departed from the east gantry.
Well, that's not good. He's off to kill the Cerolans. So let's follow him. Now you may be wondering why he came back up from the command center when he should have come back for the tram. That's because he had to disable the shuttle security systems. If you try to enter the shuttles at the beginning of the time zone, it'll say, you know, your launch isn't authorized, you've got no access privileges, yada yada. But
all arriving tourists are required to check in at reception area. Please refer to gantry kiosks for maps and information on the Morimoto Mars colony.
But now all the locks have been overridden, and if we enter the wrong one, we actually get depressurized and thrown into the Mars Canyon because reasons, I guess, even though that's not how things work. And we know Shuttle 1 left when we arrived. He took Shuttle 2, so that just leaves us Shuttle 3.
Emergency shuttle lock override.
I also like the shuttle so much better than. Oh, I hope I got the Easter egg right. I might not have put it in time.
Cockpit module boarding sequence complete. Beginning onboard systems checks. Navigational computers operating to specifications. Communication transceivers operational. All systems functioning properly. Please secure all loose objects. Auto-testing thrusters. Prepare for drop launch. All clear for takeoff.
Alright, I did get it right.
Configuring launch matrix. Generating propulsor waves. Stand by for atmospheric breakaway. The energy damping beam will safely drain a targeted ship of energy for tracking purposes. The graviton cannon is a highly destructive mining device. The tractor beam can only hold a targeted ship whose energy level has been drained below 10%. Target ship sighted. Autopilot tracking mode engaged.
Attention tower, I just had visual confirmation of an unidentifiable spacecraft, over.
Roger 3-7, be advised of 2 unauthorized shuttle launches. The shuttles are currently in pursuit of the unidentified vehicle. Looks like the lead shuttle has locked its graviton cannon on the alien vehicle. Estimated time to arrival, 10 minutes. Energy damping beam.
Alright, now we can get on to disabling this robot. You can use the graviton cannon once or twice. I generally prefer to just use the energy dampening anyways, just because it's a much lower energy cost, and so missing a shot is going to be a lot more forgiving, and it's just the peaceful way to do things, although you get Gandhi points just as long as you take them captive. And I think we've got them down about as low as we're going to get them. Uh-oh. Sign. No. Ah!
Pre-transportation scan reveals damage to targeted ship. In its attempt to break free from the tractor field, all onboard electrical systems were overloaded. Verifying coordinates. Scanning destination area. Destination safe for transport.
So we can transport over anytime we want. I think our energy is technically still ticking down, but you can't see it in this interface. And just a couple of comments before we beam over. One thing is that you may have noticed the, well, you know what, let's just beam over and grab the biochip, then we have all the time in the world.
Agent 5, recommend that you proceed with the removal of the robot's biochips before initiating auto recall.
Will do. So we've got 3 chips. I think in Pegasus Prime you can take them in any order and it will only jump you out when they're all taken. In the original game, there was actually a specific order you had to take them in. And there we go. The auto recall just initiated, pulling us back to the present.
Ares, I'm sending you to Earth's colony on Mars in the year 2185. There you must accomplish 2 events simultaneously. First, you will plant the delayed action explosive device I've given you in such a way that you will wipe out the entire colony by blowing up their atmospheric shield generator. But before the bomb detonates, you must hijack an armed escort shuttle and destroy the alien who was reported in that vicinity at that exact time. The result of this plan is 2-edged. Earth will think that the aliens wiped out their colony. The aliens will think that Earth destroyed their ship. What better plan could I have to keep everyone reminded of who the real enemy is and where the real danger lies?
Well, that does appear to be Elliot Sinclair, inventor of time travel, as we saw on the wall. So that is unfortunate. Hopefully there will be some exonerating evidence, but I don't think so. That being said, just to go over a couple points on our last mission. So you may have noticed the video looks sped up for the shuttle launch. And that's because normally there would be a sequence much like with the mining tram where you would steer left and right, and it has a different music set. It's kind of a soft rock, which to me just isn't really fitting. And also, the shuttle launch lets you loop around endlessly if you miss the launch tube, which I really don't like, because the robot then does another loop with you, and it's like, why would he just keep doing loops with you? It just doesn't make sense. So in my mind, that's the more canonical version of what happened. And like I said, music is just way cooler. Another upgrade of this game, or rather an upgrade of this game over the original, is the shuttle cockpit. In the original game, the shuttle cockpit looked like it was just like a chair and a computer screen carved out of a piece of rock, whereas here it actually looks like an actual shuttle cockpit. And even when we beam over, we could see Mars in his view screen. As the ship, we left our ship, so presumably we're tumbling or something in space, since neither ship is powered and whatnot. And I thought that was really cool. It's a little ambiguous there, because it almost looked like we might be tumbling in space, but we might be close enough that we just fall out of orbit and crash into the surface of Mars, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. That would certainly hide evidence of our involvement in this incident. And I'm wondering if that's not what happened, as in the past I assumed the spacecraft were recovered. And there shouldn't be any issue, since Elliot Sinclair at least had the forethought to make his robot self-vaporizing in the event of a failure of their mission. But it's kind of left up in the air, I think, in this game, as to whether they just drift in space until they're recovered, or if they crash into the surface to hide our involvement. And honestly, it doesn't matter either way. No one died. Obviously, there are a couple wounded people on the colony that the robot tossed around, but they should make a full recovery, and hopefully he caught them by surprise so they don't actually remember what happened. It'll just be a weird unsolved mystery. But with that, we have finished one of the events. We can actually see now it's got the resolve tag on it. So let's just go over a couple of items that we received before we head on to the next time zone. So we did get a copy of the mapping biochip, I think, which is redundant since you get it at the beginning of the game. Optical memory. This is a new biochip, and it's one that will come back in the next game too. But this one, we could see files, Sinclair Laboratories. This robot was named Ares. Optical memory biochip. Found. Robot. Unknown origin. This biochip is a storage device for optical data. It records the signal from any artificial optical source and plays back the recordings for review. Now, we already had an optical memory biochip ourselves. It didn't show up in our inventory, but it's recording everything we do in this game. And we'll get to see some of that in the next game, where they will make mention of it as archival biosuit footage. But as one would expect, TSA agents are auto-fitted with optical memory biochip. If you want to see Ares' thing again, you can click on his file. But we also received another important biochip, and that is the shield biochip, found on robot unknown origin. When activated, this biochip creates a hypertonic shield around the user. The shield protects the user from dangerous environmental conditions and other physiological hazards. Now, we already had a shielding system. We haven't really seen it get a ton of use so far, but we did have a shielding system. What this biochip does is it basically improves it, so that way there are certain events in the other 2 time zones where we are guaranteed to lose lots of energy, actually even in the Mars time zone. If this ship is active when those events are happening, like in Mars, for example, working on the reactor, if we had this ship active, it would let us work in the reactor longer by reducing the energy drain. It basically makes our shield stronger and more efficient, so as opposed to the default shield controller that we have, so it ends up being very useful. But I think that is all I have to go over for this episode. So next time we are going to jump to the World Science Center and finish off our nemesis there. But until then, thank you all for watching and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.